Hi all, so I purchased this GMKtec Mini PC. It's the G3 Plus model, and I just wanted to do a quick review of it for you and just also tell you how I'm going to be using this for my home automation system and show you how I've got it set up. Okay, so let's get it unboxed and let's take a closer look. Okay, so what do you actually get supplied in the box? So you're going to get a little user guide here, you get a wall mount bracket, you get a HDMI cable thrown in as well, you get your power supply, and that has a round jack on it. It doesn't have a USB-C power supply, and if you're in the US, naturally you're going to get a US plug. You get the PC itself, which I'll explain a little bit more about in a moment. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the actual PC itself. So this is the G3 Plus, and it has the Intel Twin Lake N150 processor in it, which is an upgrade to the N100, and it comes pre-installed with Windows 11. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be using this in my cabinet. I'm not even going to have monitors connected to it, and it's going to be purely powering Home Assistant for my home automation. So I've gone for the lower specification. So this one is an 8 GB of RAM. You can opt for 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, but I've naturally just gone for the 8 because I'm not going to need huge amounts of RAM just for maintaining the home automation. And also I've gone for the lowest SSD, which is 256 GB. But naturally, if you need more storage, go up to the 512 or even to the 1 TB storage. So this is going to just tick over. It's going to be using around 14-15 watts of power. Going to sit in my cabinet. It's nice and compact and small as well, and it's just going to be nice and quiet. And it's just going to sit there powering the Home Assistant OS. So in terms of what you actually get on the Mini PC itself, so on this side here you have your power button, and you have two USB 3.2 sockets there. And if we turn around, lots of ventilation there. And then on this side here, you have your two HDMI ports here, and they're 4K at 60 Hertz. So you can have two monitors running there. You have two further USB 3.2 USB ports. You have your RJ45, for your network cable, and that is a gigabit LAN port as well, which is great. And then you have your power source here, your power button, your power connector here, and you also have your 3.5-inch jack audio socket there as well. And then on this side again, it's just ventilation, and it's just a really nice compact unit, and that's going to just be fantastic for the purpose that I need it for. Yes, this isn't going to be a gaming machine by any means, but for these types of projects, these mini PCs are absolutely fantastic. In terms of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, we are really up to date with this one. It's Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 with this device. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll get it powered up, I'll get it into my cabinet, and I'll show you how I'm using it. Okay, so I've come out to my comms cabinet now to get this set up. So what I've done is I've taken Windows 11 off, I've reformatted it, and I've put the Home Assistant OS on here. So when this powers up, it just boots into that Home Assistant, and then using the tablets that we have dotted around the home, we can control our home automation system from there. And that's what makes these mini PCs great. It's just going to sit in here, very tight space. It's going to run nice and cool. It's not going to be using lots of power. It's nice and quiet as well, and it will just sit there running 24/7. So all I need to do in order to connect this up, I'm not even going to be using any of the HDMI ports. I'm just going to put the power connector in, and also the network connector, power the mini PC on. As you can see, that light's gone green, and then that essentially will just sit there in that nice little confined space and just run 24/7 and allow us to control our home automation from that mini PC. Okay, so these are the tablets that we have dotted around the home. They all connect to that GMKtec Mini PC that I just showed you in the comms cabinet, and it just allows us to control the home. We can see our solar panels here, all our light switching, controls all our underfloor heating, and we've had this running now for several weeks and absolutely had no problems with it whatsoever. We've even had power outages. The PC has just rebooted back up and everything has just come back up as it should, so no issues with the PC whatsoever. Okay, so this is the GMKtec, it's the mini PC, the G3 Plus. It has that Intel Twin Lake N150 processor, and there's lots of different configurations you can get in terms of RAM and SSD. It's available on Amazon and it comes highly recommended.